Hello everybody, welcome to Robert's Train Set. This might be not quite what you were expecting to see at the beginning of this video, and if you're patient with me you will see the next new lot of rolling stock that I bought in the mega buying spree that I had. But in the last one where I introduced the Cargo scale wagons, which were a joy and beautifully run round the rails, not a problem. But I did allude to the Belgian cargo wagons, some being stiff. So I just thought I'd do just to show you what I've done to alleviate the problem. So if I show you this one, on my bit of hastily erected track across the table that Robert's Train Set used to be, if I just give it a little push, hey, lovely. That's how a wagon should run. And if I now try and do the same with this one, and it's got the bit of masking tape on it so I can identify it as not a very good runner, and I do the same thing, it's not good, is it, peoples? It's not good. Where is the quality control? And we have another one here, which I think is slightly better, but not much. So why have we got three wagons here? One runs beautifully, two don't, and I've got another three over there that do not run like this. They run better than this, but not as good as this. So, putting it another way, half of the wagons I've bought do not run properly. So this being the worst, what do I think might be the problem? Well, I think we've got to do it in logical things. So I think the first thing I'm going to do off camera is to take all the wheels out and just put a little drop of oil in the axle ends and see if that helps. Welcome back everybody. That was interesting. So just to remind you, this was our first wagon that I said really went well. I think we agree with that. But what about this one? This was that really bad one that wouldn't move even a couple of inches. If I get it on the track properly, it says. I reckon that's a result, don't you? And I'll show you this second one. This was the second worst one that I showed you. So what have I done? I'll sign off and I'm just going to get one of the others that isn't quite so bad and I'll show you. So here is the third wagon that doesn't run very well, and I'll just give it a little push. And as you can see, it's as sluggish as the others were. So I shall show you in a moment why. So here we are with that wagon upside down, and I've taken all the components out of this bogie. And as you can see, you've got the two wheel sets, which is obvious. We've also got the brake assembly. And if I show you, I don't know if you can see this, but there are slots here and here for, if I turn this up, for these little lugs to go into. So on that first one that we saw worked, the really bad one that worked really well, I put some oil in the axle boxes. I also put some oil, if you can see this, just down there, because I thought maybe the axles were hitting on that. And I must admit, when I first started this, what I thought was at fault, and what I thought initially was the fault, was that these brake shoes that go round the wheels were hitting the wheels, and I bought a file set down because I thought I might need to file them. I would have tried to twist first and see if I can move them or move them back, because they probably would, but at the end of the day I was going to file them out. So when I took that first one apart, I did that oiling and I reassembled it, and I pushed these bits. Sorry, it's very difficult looking at a screen upside down, but I pushed these bits here into those slots, and I also oiled and did the same to the other end, and that was the one that really went well. But the second one, all I did was to push these bits down into the slots. So all I can think of is that when our little Chinese assemblers put these together, they did it very, very quickly, which is why we have them made in China. But they didn't push these right home. So some were home and others weren't. So I'm assuming the first one that we saw, which was really good, everything had been assembled correctly. But these ones, the ones that are sticking, hadn't. So I'm going to go through all these and do what I've done. But I will put a little drop of oil on, because I do notice with the one that I didn't do any oil, it does just sound a little bit screechy. So it wouldn't hurt with a drop of oil. So I'll come back to you when I've done them all and we'll see how they go. So welcome back again in this continuing saga of these wagons. So I've come up with a fairer way of showing how they run by simply putting my screwdriver under one end of this bit of track that I set up. And if I show you the original wagon that we had, so this is the original wagon I showed you that ran very well. But I have put a little drop of oil on the axles, and as you can see, lovely. Now this one with the masking tape on is the original really bad one. No difference between that one and that one. I thought I'd better check all my others, so I brought the other 4 down that were up in the drawer where I store them. And I'm pleased to say that they all ran down this piece of track without any work whatsoever on them, although I have now oiled them. I didn't bother to take out the brake assemblies, all the wheels out of these wagons. I just put a little drop of oil, if you can see, between the wheel and the axle. And so I have a little container with some oil in, which is WD-40, which is what I use. I find 3-in-1 oil is a bit thick, but WD-40 is fine. If you leave it in the pot for any length of time, which I do, it seems to go thicker. So you do need to put new bits in when you want to do it. And I use a simple dropper made from what I was recommended in the beginning, which is a champagne cork, which the champagne was very nice, and just a piece of wire. And you just need literally a little drop. Any excess wipe off. I'm very happy, but I will just do one last thing. I went up and got, at random, one wagon from the Oscura range, out of the same drawer that they came from, and I will just demonstrate. I have done absolutely nothing to this. It's as it's come out of the box, and it's been in the drawer and been run round. And as you can see, absolutely beautiful. So no oil, no problems, and these do have brakes on, as you possibly can see, but they're not actually on the wheels. They're actually in front of the wheel, so you get the impression that they're there, but they're actually not, whereas these literally are. And when I next put all these freight wagons on the layout, it will be interesting to see if the Hornby can now pull them. I still have my doubts, but we'll see. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful, and we'll get on with the rest of the film now. Well, hello everybody. I hope you enjoyed that bit on getting those Helgian wagons to free up a bit, and it was fairly simple at the end. Don't really think they should be sent out like that, but there we are. Luckily us modellers all have fairly practical and can sort things out rather than just send them back. Anyway, I will hopefully at the end of this video just hack on a bit to see if the Hornby 66 can pull them now that I've freed them up. I still have my doubts. So here we are anyway, back on the layout, and I'm going to parade before you another set of new additions. So we're going to have 2 lots of carriages that I've bought, and also some more goods wagons. So we're going to have 3 lots passed this time, and again we're going to sit in the cab of the HGV at the level crossing and parade them across. So we can hear a loco coming up, can't we? And you're familiar with this because we've seen this a little while ago. It's my newest loco, my Class 52 Western in the blue, and I thought it only fitting to supply it with some proper carriages. These are the ones that I did see in photos pulled by this liveried loco. So as you can, I'm sure most of you will know, these are the standard BR Mark 1 corridor carriages in the blue and white, which I think looks really striking. And these are proper West Country ones, so we've got the right type of carriage for the right type of loco for the right type of area. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So we've got a nice 6-coach train, which is about the right length for my layout, although the stations aren't long enough. So coming up now is, we'll break the carriages up with some more freight wagons, and we've got the 66 coming in, the Hornby 66, which is running very well. What have we got? So here's the first of them, and it's the EWS Sea Cow ballast hopper. Unfortunately I've had to buy all the same, so they're all the same number, and there were only 9 on the site, and I bought 8 of them. So I think these look really wonderful wagons, to be honest. They're Hornby, and yeah, they're great. I think I'm going to have to do some loads in them at some stage. But yeah, I'm really pleased I've got these on the layout now. I've got quite a good selection of freight wagons now, so it's great. And on the back, which obviously isn't new, I've got the old Shark wagon, which was used to do the ballast, I believe. It's got like a snowplow at each end with a handle to lower it down. So really well, really good. So this engine coming up's making a lot of noise. And what is it? So coming into shot is our Lord Nelson, which is a nice southern region train, is it not? Being in BR green, lime green. So the one admission I had of carriages on the layout were some green ones for southern region. So I've treated myself a bit. So these are BR bullied suburban coaches. I've got a fair collection of them, and they're in BR green, as you can see, unlined. But they're a nice carriage. I really like these. There's a lot of detail on these. I will do a little piece on these carriages somewhere in this. I don't quite know where. It's still being fomented in my head, but yeah. The one thing with these is I've actually used those alternative couplings that Hornby provide. And on these at least, they work really, really well. And they're very easy to uncouple. So, really good. So I hope you like these. So this sort of concludes all the new rolling stock and locos I've bought. And it was only other bits really, which you'll see in future videos. So I think now we'll just have some of these trains just running around a little bit. Not a proper running session, just so you can see them running around the layout. Well, hello everybody. What you see before you is my curved point, my Hornby curved point, that's given me nothing but trouble since I got it from a train fair. And I finally got a replacement for it, so I'm going to swap it over. So don't forget the clips for the DCC, and then we've got to take the screws out and the pins out from the track up to it. And I use this letter opener to get the pins out. It works quite well. There's a track out, so that was pretty quick. And I put the clips back into the new point, and I've put the point motor, the Hornby point motor, back in. So here I am drilling out sleeper to get my screws in. The screws are ready to go. Now they're fixed, and I'm just using the black marker pen to blacken them out. Don't forget to vacuum all the muck away. Trying the HST carriage over. This is it running across. And the other one. And running across. So the reason I've decided to change it, this Western, the new Western, when it was going over the old point, it would stop, and not stop, but there'd be a disruption. The sound would sort of go off and it wouldn't be very good. And if another loco was on the layout when it went over, the loco would stop, the other loco would stop. So I thought something's going on, so I decided to change it. So I'm doing this pretty slow to see if we've got a problem with the wheels connecting on the point like they used to do with the old one. So we'll let it run. So that's where it would have gone off and on again. That is lovely. So we'll just hurry it through a bit. So we'll give it a go at a bit more speed to see that it goes over it okay. And the horn works. That's pretty good. So we better now try the other fork. So we've got the Hornby Class 66 with the lights that have been installed, and the other set of new wagons I've got. So again, I just want to see that it doesn't short out. That's great. And the wagons seem to be going, so we'll hurry them through a little bit. There we are. And again, we'll give it a bit of a fast run through to make sure everything works. It's moving in. So as you can see, working lovely. So pleased I've finally done it. So having brought the train to a halt, these are these alternative couplings, and as you can see they're quite neat. You can uncouple them by just pushing a cocktail stick onto those two curves. This is what they look like when they're not coupled up, and they do couple together very well. So next we're going to see our two carriages. So we've got the BR Mark 1 and the Bullard 59. What I like to know is, why does the more expensive carriage not have a proper lamp bracket, whereas a cheaper one does? That seems ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, hello everybody. Just to finish off this video, I did say earlier in it about the cargo wagons and the work I did to free the wheels, if you remember. And I said I would be interested to see whether the Hornby Class 66, which is before you, would now pull them, because it certainly didn't when I tried them with all the sticky wheels. Just sat there and span its wheels. So I'll give you a bit more of a view of the train, and I'll see if it'll pull away. So yes, it's a bit of a big picture, but I want you to see, you know, the cargo wagons are stretching right round to the beginning of the big platform, look. So nearly half the layout, I would say. So I shall set this 66 on its way, and we'll see what happens. The red light has just changed to green, so it can go on its way. Perhaps a little bit of a hoot. So this is its slowest speed that it can travel at, which is a very good sign that it can pull it all. So no wheel spin or anything, it's just pulling them. So I'm really pleased with this. It was certainly worth that half an hour or so to sort these wagons out. So I don't have to have two trains now, although of course I still could. So I'll speed it up a little bit. Now the difficult part can sometimes be when all the wagons are round the end bends, round the end curves, but it's having no problems whatsoever. So really happy. I hope you like this. That is some long train, isn't it? Probably too long for my layout, but got carried away a bit. Probably would have been better to leave one pack of these off and have another pack of the Acura scale. But so there we are. These things happen, don't they? So just to finish off, I did buy one other coach, and it's this one. And that's to complete my set of maroon coaches, because I didn't have a brake second class, I just had a full brake. So thanks for watching everybody.